Hello and welcome. You're listening to the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs, and I'm your host, Brian Silverthorne. And it's always my mission to help entrepreneurs make the differences they want to make in their businesses and to help them navigate the sometimes messy worlds of startup and growth or relaunch. And today we're going to dig deep with our guest and get you some great concepts and strategies to fast track your business. And our special guest today is Steve Jaenke, and Steve's been involved in the digital world for more than 2 decades, and he now focuses on helping small to medium enterprises leverage the power of Google. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you. So, as I mentioned, we're going to do this in 10 minutes or less, kind of starting right now. So, why don't we start off with where you're hanging out? I know you're in Australia, but
Down the pub, right?
yeah, that'd be good.
Most of my time at the moment is spent on LinkedIn. I've been toying around with TikTok a little bit, but I think that it's more out of interest more than actual business work. Yeah,
Okay.
LinkedIn's always been a great place to go.
Yeah, that seems to be a great spot, and there certainly are a lot of business type users worldwide, so that makes it good. So let's get started with who is your ideal client?
We like working with established businesses who believe in the power of digital marketing. We're not out there to convince anyone that doesn't want to do it. There's been a lot of people that have been burnt, unfortunately, and we do try and work with them to bring them back to knowing that it does actually work. But most of the time, we just want to work with people who already know that it's a good thing and are looking for a return on investment, which is what we can provide.
Oh, great. So what's the biggest problem that you solve for them?
The biggest problem is often exposure. So sometimes they might have a bit of a lead generation problem, but most of the time they've got plenty of leads, but they're not growing anymore. So we offer a little bit more visibility, a way to capture a little bit more attention. And we do that organically through Google.
So is it Google AdWords or other methods through Google?
Purely organic. So we create a lot of content and do a lot of content marketing as well as digital PR. So getting them onto other websites so that their audience is siphoned back to their website as well.
Okay, all right, I understand that. So before people reach out to you, they're obviously experiencing some symptoms that they don't like. So what are the symptoms that you find that causes your clients to reach out to you for help?
Most of the time it's stagnation. So they sort of have that growth phase where it grows quite well and they get to a decent size where they start to have these issues with staffing. They don't have enough staff to fulfill the work. And then they fix that problem. And then all of a sudden they've got these staff who are hungry for more work, but that stagnation side of things is still there and they haven't really looked at it because they've been trying to fix this staffing issue. So now they're ready to go out there again. They've got leads coming in, but it's the same level of leads as what they had in that initial growth phase. And so we give them that extra push to get the growth phase going again.
Okay, so those are the symptoms that cause them to reach out to you. So once you start working with them, what are the most common mistakes that you discover they're making?
Website's always an issue. I don't know what it is, but there's always technical issues that we find. Most of the time we find that they create content. So blog content is generally what Google's looking for because people don't go, say, IT company in Brisbane, which is just down the road from me. It's a capital city in Queensland, Australia. They might sometimes, but only 3% of the market is really looking for a solution right now. Excuse me, it's winter here, so I've got a bit of a cold. And so that other 97% are either completely unaware that they've got a problem, which you can create content to solve that problem so that they get a little bit more awareness of, hey, if you've got this thing happening with your internet where every now and again it'll drop out, it could be this, and this. Or they could be in the middle section where they know what the problem is. They're just trying to figure out what the best solution is for that. So creating content across those various different stages helps Google because, well, it helps the user, which helps Google as well, because people go to Google and type in, how do I fix my internet? They don't go IT company in Brisbane.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand. A lot of how-to questions in Google.
Yeah.
So if someone is considering reaching out to you, what's one action that they could take on their own that would help them out, that won't solve all their problems, but it may give them a good start?
Just asking your current customers or clients, depending on how you look at them, what's going on with them. Like, one of the things that we found is often when we go and do what's called keyword research, if a client provides us with frequently asked questions, we often find that those are similar questions that people are putting into Google. So if they go and ask their client base what those questions are, or ask their techs or whoever else that might be working in the business what the questions they're receiving are, and then write content around that for the website, then that will put you ahead of a lot of people. I mean, they're just not doing that. Most of the time, there's a little bit of copycatting going on where one will look at the competitor and they'll go, oh, they created this, I'll create a variation of that. Or they're told that content is king, so they go and create a whole heap of 300-word articles that aren't really going to do much.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so once that you're helping them with their challenges, and all entrepreneurs have challenges, even those that are 6, 7, and 8-figure earners. So at this particular point in time, what's the biggest problem with your business that maybe should be addressed?
That's always an interesting question because it changes. I mean, that's the point, right? If you're not changing, then if you're not growing, you're dying. We, at the moment, have a staffing issue. So we've really faced that for the last 6 months. We brought on a new marketer, which worked out really well, brought on another one, which didn't, and now they've just all disappeared. So it seems to be systemic at the moment with not just marketers, but across the board. Like, we've got electricians that we work with, and they can't find electricians. We've got a security company that we work with, and they can't find security techs. So I don't know where all of the talent has gone, but we would like it back.
Yeah, that's kind of a universal problem. It seems there's a shortage of good people in just about all positions, and everybody's scratching their head, just asking the same question you just asked: where'd they go?
Yeah.
So we got a couple of minutes left. So how can people find you, since you're out there looking for good people? How can they find you?
So our website is digimark.com.au. We've got various different social media channels as well. On the social media channels, there's Digimark Australia, but digimark.com.au is really easy. It's just digital marketing shortened to Digimark, and there you go.
Okay, that's easy enough. Great. So we got a little time left. So what's one question I maybe should have asked you and I just didn't do it?
Sure. So you asked what they can do to get started. I guess one of the biggest things that we find is a lot of people go into SEO and they go, oh well, it's this thing, and they'll pay $500 to $1,000 for a monthly retainer, but they don't really know what's going on there, and they don't have a clear understanding of what SEO is. So I guess getting back to those fundamentals and understanding what SEO actually is. Like Google provides you with a document called the SEO Starter Guide, and I'll send it through if you'd like, so that you can share it with your audience. But it's basically Google telling us what we should do, and if they just follow that, then most of the things that an SEO company would do or should do would be as part of that. There might be a few different strategies here and there, but that's fundamentally what they should be following. So if they read that and then assessed the SEO company based on that, then they might steer clear of a lot of these charlatans that get around.
Yeah. So Google supplies you with the answers. If you all you have to do is ask them, huh?
Not all of them, but
Yeah. Well, I understand, but the basics of what needs to get going.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Any final thoughts at all?
I'll throw it in there. Yeah, I'm really excited about the future of search and what's going to happen next. Just with Web3 tech and the capabilities of Google's new AI, it's looking to be a really interesting decade. Yeah, just some of the things that I've been seeing lately. There's a lot of integration with augmented reality. It'll be interesting to see how they integrate search with virtual reality and then potentially the metaverse. Not Meta's version, but the proper metaverse that was created by the crypto people. Yeah,
So lots of good things coming.
lots of good things coming.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll call that a wrap for another great guest episode of the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs. And just before you leave, if you liked it, please give us a 5-star rating. And if you'd be so kind, maybe share it with a few people to spread the word. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any episodes, go to evolvepreneursecrets.show. And if you're an entrepreneur, get your best great idea out there today.